and gentlemen. Today we are going to learn law of cosine. Remember, in the previous topic we learned law of sine, and now it's time to learn law of cosine. I'm going to write the formula of the law of cosine for each angle. First, I'm going to start with angle A. It says that the square of the side which is opposite of angle A, which is A squared, will be equal to the sum of the square of other two sides, B squared plus C squared minus 2 times the product of those sides, B times C, times cosine angle A. This is the law of cosine for angle A. What about the law of cosine for angle B? The square of opposite of angle B is B squared, will be equal to the sum of the square of two other sides, A squared plus C squared, minus 2 times A times C times cosine B. And now I am going to write it down for angle C. The square of the side which is opposite of angle C is C squared, will be equal to the sum of the square of other two sides, A squared plus B squared, minus 2 times A times B times cosine C. Those are law of cosine. Now in the next slide we are going to learn how to apply the law of cosine. In this question, what is t? Round to the nearest tenth. First, I am going to set it up, law of cosine. The square of the side opposite of angle 65 is t squared, will be equal to the sum of the square of two other sides, 9 squared plus 17 squared, minus 2 times 9 times 17 times cosine 65. Let's calculate those values. T squared is equal to 9 squared is 81. If we try to calculate 17 squared is 289, minus 9 times 2 is 18, times 17 will be 306 times cosine 65. If you add them up, 81 plus 289 will be 370 minus 306 times cosine 65. Be careful, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot subtract 306 from 370 because there is a multiplication over here. So what we are going to do, we are going to substitute all these numbers into the graphing calculator, and then we are going to find correct answer. Let me teach you how to use graphing calculator for finding correct answer. This is our calculator. T squared was equal to 370. Before calculating that, make sure that your mode is in degree form, guys. Make sure that. Now, let's calculate all together. 370 minus 306 times cosine 65 is going to be equal to 240.68. Let's round to the nearest 100. 240.68. Now it's going to become 240.68. T squared will be equal to 240.68. To be able to find the t value of t, please get the square root of both sides. Now t will be become, now let's calculate all together, 240 square root 240.68 68. Now it's going to become 15.51. 15.51. 15.51. Your question is asking you run to the nearest tenth, so that's why your t is going to become 15.5. And this is your answer. Next question. In a triangle JKL, the side opposite of angle K is 13. The side which is opposite of angle J is 15, and the side which is opposite of angle L is 12. The question is asking you, what is the measure of angle L? This is our question. First, I am going to set it up, law of cosine, for angle L. What was that? The side which is opposite of angle L squared, 12 squared, is going to be equal to 13 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 13 times 15 times cosine angle L. If you calculate this, we know that 12 squared is 144, which will be equal to 13 squared is 169 plus 15 squared is 225 minus 2 times 13 is 26 times 15 will be equal to 390 times cosine L. If you calculate this, 169 plus 225 will be equal to 394 minus 390 times cosine L. After that, if you subtract 394 from both sides, because I need to make the cosine L alone, you will get 394 minus 144 will be equal to 394 minus 144 will be equal to 250 minus 250 will be equal to minus 390 cosine L. After that, to be able to find the cosine L, you need to divide both sides. Minus 250 is equal to minus 390 cosine L. Divide both sides by negative 390. Then you will get cosine L is 25/39. Remember in the previous topics, to be able to find the measure of angle, you need to use inverse of trigonometric function, which means that measure angle L is equal to inverse of cosine function 25/39. Now we are going to use graphing calculator. Let's use it. To be able to get the inverse cosine, you need to get second cosine 25/39. And you will get 50.13. Then measure angle L is 50.13. This is the answer. This is next question. In triangle ABC, we have a triangle A, B, and C. Let's put all the given information. The side which is opposite of angle A is 11. The side which is opposite of angle B is 17. And angle C is 42. What is the C? C is the side opposite of angle C. Here, this is X. Let's set it up. Let's set it up. Law of cosine. X squared is equal to 17 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 17 times 11 times cosine 42. If we simplify, you will get that 17 squared is 289 plus 11 squared is 121 minus 2 times 17 times 11 is 374 times cosine 42. If we add them up, x squared will be equal to 289 plus 121 will be equal to 410 minus 374 times cosine 42. Now, be careful, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot subtract 374 from 410. That's why you are going to set it up, all this information into the calculator. You can use your graphing calculator. Alright, let's do it. 410 minus 374 times cosine 42 will be equal to 132.06. If we use square root of both sides, if we take square root of both sides, x will be equal to square root of 132.06 is 11 point, if you run to the nearest tenth, 11.5 will be your answer. And this is your answer. So C is 11.5. Next question. The flight of a drone forms a triangle. If you fly the drone from home to point A, which is 9 miles, and then fly to point B, which is 11 miles, how far from home is the drone at the point B? Here, x. And next question is, what is the measure of the angle formed between the flight from point A to point B? This is the next question, alpha. And then the last question is the distance from point B to home. Alright, let's do it. To be able to find the x, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to apply law of cosine. X squared is equal to 11 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 11 times 9 times cosine 51. If you simplify that, you will get 11 squared is 121 plus 81 minus 2 times 11 times 9, 22 times 9 will be 198 times cosine 51. If you add them up, you will get x squared is equal to 121 plus 81 will be equal to 202 minus 198 times cosine 51. To be able to get the result, please use your graphing calculator. Let's use it. 202 minus 198 times cosine 51 will be equal to approximately, if you round to the nearest tenth, 77.4. If you take square root of both sides, x will be equal to square root 77.4. Then your answer will be approximately 8.8. I found this distance, 8.8. Now, I am going to find alpha. To be able to find alpha, if you want, you can also apply law of cosine, because we already know all the sides, or we can use law of sine for this question. Remember, what was the law of sine? Each side is proportional with the sine of opposite angle. So what does that mean? 9 over sine alpha will be equal to 8.8 over sine 51. If you use cross multiplication, you are going to get that 9 times sine 51 will be equal to 8.8 times sine alpha. To be able to find sine alpha, divide both sides by 8.8, then you will get sine alpha is equal to 9 times sine 51 over 8.8. Remember that to be able to find the measure of the angle, you need to get inverse of trigonometric function. So alpha will be inverse of sine function 9 times sine 51 over 8.8. You need to use graphing calculator to get the value of alpha. Let's use it. Sine inverse 9 times sine 51 over 8.8 is going to give you approximately, if you round to the nearest tenth, 52.6. So this answer is 52.6. To be able to get the last measure of angle, remember that, ladies and gentlemen, what is the sum of the measure of the interior angles of any triangle is 180. So let's add them up. Let's say that this is beta. Alpha, which is 52.6 plus beta plus 51 will be equal to 180. If we add them up, 51 plus 52.6 will be equal to 103.6 plus beta is equal to 180. Subtract 103.6 from both sides, then you will get that beta will be 180 minus 103.6 will be 76.4.